The grave is waiting for you, while you feed that bastard every day of your own free will. You see him in the bathroom mirror, not in the reflection, but just behind it. He has your eyes, but they hollow. He has your mouth, but it's twisted into a permanent, knowing smirk. He's the architect of your comfortable, quiet, suffocating life. Today, he's particularly loud. Just get through the morning meeting, he whispers, his voice smooth as oil. Do not make eye contact. Do not volunteer. Survive. You nod, splashing cold water on your face as if you could wash him away. At the office, the air is electric. Your boss, Henderson, stands before the team. He talks about the Odyssey Project, a career-making, high-stakes initiative that could redefine the company. It's the kind of opportunity you dream about in the lonely hours of the night, before the bastard wakes up to remind you of your limits. I need a leader for this, Henderson says, his eyes scanning the room. Someone with vision. With courage. His gaze lands on you for a fraction of a second. A spark ignites in your chest. This is it. Your chance to starve the voice, to prove him wrong. Your hand feels heavy, but you begin to lift it. Do not, the voice hisses, a cold dread washing over you. You fail. They all see you fail. Mark is better prepared. Let him do it. It's safer. Your arm freezes halfway up, a pathetic, hesitant gesture. In that moment of paralysis, Mark's hand shoots into the air. I'm ready, sir, he says, his voice booming with a confidence you can only imitate in your dreams. Henderson beams. Excellent, Mark. That's the attitude I am looking for. The spark in your chest dies, leaving behind a familiar, bitter ash. The bastard chuckles. See. I saved you from humiliation. The choice is laid before you a moment later. Henderson, perhaps noticing your pathetic attempt, approaches your desk. Look, he says, his voice softer now, tinged with something you recognize as pity. I have a smaller task. Data collation for the Odyssey Project. It's crucial support work. Quiet. Behind the scenes. Can you handle that? The choice is a knife's edge. You can take the safe, invisible role, proving the bastard right that you belong in the shadows. Or you can refuse, and fight for a place on the main team, risking Henderson's annoyance and total rejection. Before you can answer, Henderson claps you on the shoulder, a gesture that feels more like a push downwards. Actually, it's perfect for you. No pressure. Just do what you do best. The choice has been made for you. And the bastard loves it. You accept the support role. The word yes feels like dirt in your mouth. The bastard purrs with satisfaction, a fat cat enjoying a meal. Good choice, he says. This is smart. This is safe. The grave can wait. The following weeks are a slow-motion spiral into hell. Your desk is buried in spreadsheets and reports, the dry, lifeless skeleton of the project that Mark is breathing life into down the hall. You hear the laughter from their strategy meetings, the excited buzz of a team on a mission. You are not on the team. You are the janitor, cleaning up the data they leave behind. Every attempt you make to contribute beyond your assigned role is subtly blocked. You find a critical flaw in a dataset and email Mark, suggesting a solution. He replies 2 days later, thanks, handled. In the next team-wide update, you hear him presenting your solution as his own brilliant insight. The bastard floods your mind with a sick, twisted logic. Of course he took it. He's a leader. You. This is how the world works. Be grateful you even have a job. You try to focus, but your own work becomes sloppy. You make a calculation error, a small thing, but it causes a day's delay. Henderson's email is brief and cold. I need you to be more careful. This is a simple task. The defeat is no longer just professional, it's personal. You see the pity in your colleagues' eyes. You start eating lunch at your desk, avoiding the break room. You go home and the silence of your apartment is deafening, filled only by the bastard's constant, demoralizing monologue. You are living the life he designed for you. One evening, desperate for a way back in, you stay late, preparing a detailed report that anticipates the project's next steps. You slide it under Henderson's door, a quiet display of your commitment. As you approach his office, you hear voices. It's Henderson and Mark. He's just not built for it, Mark is saying. He lacks the hunger. Honestly, having him do the grunt work is the best place for him. You freeze, the report in your hand feeling like a tombstone. The final door has just been bolted shut. The bastard's laughter echoes in your skull. You are buried alive. At your lowest point, sitting in the dark of your apartment, you find an old journal from college. The pages are filled with a forgotten version of yourself, someone ambitious, hopeful, fearless. On one page, a quote is scrawled in angry, bold letters: "The only thing stopping you is the bullshit story you keep telling yourself." It's a jolt of electricity. The bastard is not a separate entity. It's not him. It's a story. It's your story. And you can write a different one. A new plan forms, brilliant and terrifying. You will not fight Mark for a place on his team. You build a better one. You spend the next 48 hours in a frenzy, without sleep, fueled by rage and coffee. You use your intimate knowledge of the data, the very data from your grunt work, to identify a massive, untapped market that the Odyssey project completely ignores. You build a counterproposal, a secret, Project Trojan, complete with market analysis, revenue projections, and a lean, aggressive launch strategy. It's not a suggestion, it's a coup. This is your one shot to kill the bastard by proving you were never the support crew, you were the visionary all along. You bypass Henderson and email it directly to the CEO. For a moment, it works. The CEO calls you into his office, the email glowing on his monitor. He's intrigued, almost excited. This is audacious, he says, a glint in his eye. You feel a surge of victory. The bastard is silent for the first time in years. But it's a trap. The CEO, a politician before a businessman, does not see a visionary. He sees a disgruntled employee creating chaos. He calls Henderson and Mark into the meeting. Mark, the CEO says, forwarding him the email. Your team seems to have a communication problem. But this energy, this is good. Take this idea. Absorb it into Odyssey. And you, he says, turning to you, his eyes now cold as ice, learn to be a team player. Your insubordination is on record. Mark looks at you, his face a mask of predatory triumph. He did not just steal your idea, he watched you hand-deliver the weapon for your own execution. The bastard is not just a voice anymore. He is standing right in front of you, wearing Mark's suit. And he just took everything. You are back at your desk. The office is silent. You've been publicly humiliated. You are nothing. The bastard's voice returns, no longer a whisper but a roar. It's over. Just quit. Go home. Crawl into bed. Disappear. That is where you belong. In the dark. Alone. He's right. It is over. You stare at the blank monitor, the reflection showing a pale, defeated stranger. You have lost. But in the depths of this absolute failure, a strange clarity emerges. The problem was never the job. It was never Mark. It was the choice. The choice to believe the story. The bastard thrives on conflict and external validation. He wanted you to fight Mark, to win the CEO's approval, to get the promotion. But what if the only way to win is not to play his game? You stand up. Your legs feel steady for the first time in months. You walk past your colleagues, who avert their eyes. You walk past Mark's office, where he's loudly taking credit for your strategy on a conference call. You walk into Henderson's office and close the door. He looks up, annoyed. What now? He snaps. You do not make excuses. You do not accuse Mark. You look him directly in the eye. You were right, you say, your voice calm and even. My attitude was wrong from the beginning. I let fear make my decisions. I apologize for my unprofessionalism and for the disruption I caused. Henderson is stunned into silence. This is not the confrontation he expected. The ideas in that proposal were sound, you continue, and they came from the work I was assigned. Mark will do a great job implementing them. My only request is to be reassigned to a different department. Any department. I need a clean slate. The bastard is screaming in your head, calling you a coward, a fool for giving up. But you are not giving up. You are letting go. You are taking away his power by refusing to engage in the drama he craves. You are choosing your own peace over his twisted definition of victory. Henderson studies you, his expression shifting from anger to confusion, and finally, to a sliver of something that looks like respect. I'll see what I can do, he says quietly. As you walk out of the office, past the whispers and the stares, you feel light. There is Northwest Victory Parade. No dramatic reversal of fortune. You may have lost the job, the project, and the respect of your peers. But you walk away with something you have not owned in a decade, yourself. The bastard is still there, but his voice is a faint echo now, a powerless whine. He ca not hurt you anymore, because you stopped listening to his story. You glance at your reflection in the polished elevator doors as they close. The grave is still out there, waiting for everyone. But you no longer digging it with your own hands. You left the bastard inside, holding the shovel, all alone.